Welcome back to the Hallmarkies podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Kaycee, and today I have with me our favorite Hallmark mom.
Yay! You can call me mom too, Kaycee, by
the way. That's so sweet. Megan O'Brien, aka Barbara Niven.
Hi, guys. I'm excited to be here and meet you, Kaycee.
Yes.
I love what you guys are doing for Hallmark.
Yes, we love recapping all the things for Hallmark, and especially in this time during quarantine. I mean, we want feel-good TV,
Yes, I've been so grateful for Hallmark with that, because it just feels like there's some positive energy that we can bring into our house, because there's just bad news everywhere,
Yes.
And you listen to news all day, or you worry about the pandemic, you worry about stuff, and you just have to have Hallmark. Just feels like it's grounding. It's comfort TV is what I heard someone call it. And I think that's what it is.
Absolutely. It is. And it's been fun just, for us on the podcast, we've been talking a lot with our friends, because the gals we're all over the country. So this has kind of brought us all together, recapping all the movies and such.
Good.
So
where are you located?
I'm in Pensacola, Florida.
Oh, Pensacola, Florida. One of my first series ever was with James Brolin. It was Pensacola Wings of Gold.
Yes.
And it was about Marine fighter pilots. And we used to get mail all the time about that. Well, the sun is setting on the wrong coast, because we were shooting in San Diego for Pensacola, Florida.
Yes.
So that's so cool. I've never been there for real.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was going to be one of my questions, because I had no idea. I was scrolling through your IMDb and I was like, oh my goodness, Pensacola Wings of Gold. That is a series. I was a kid during that time, so I obviously didn't watch it.
Know. Yeah. Again, you can call me mom, darling. But that was really fun, and it was about Marine fighter pilots, and I learned so much about the military and patriotism and the courage and bravery and honor and the camaraderie that they do about protecting our country, because we had a lot of military advisors for the show. And so that brings me to this movie that I'm doing right now. You're calling me on location in North Carolina.
Okay.
And I'm just getting ready to shoot USS Christmas for Hallmark, and it's going to be for Christmas this year.
Okay.
And it's again about a Navy family and Navy aircraft carrier, and about Christmas and romance and family and just all those good things that Hallmark does. So, and I think having such a theme of patriotism in this movie too is, I love the script. I cried when I read the script, and it's not, I didn't cry because there was ugly things happening. It's Hallmark.
Yeah.
But I cried because it made me just remember all those things that are family and important, all the things that the Hallmark brand stands for.
Yes.
And so I'm excited. Tomorrow's our first day of filming on it. And I play the mom to Jen Lilly. And love interest is Trevor Donovan, the big hunk.
Yes.
Oh my God, he is so nice. When we flew, when I travel on location, I always I brought 4 huge packed bags that are like 60 pounds each, and plus my carry-on. And I'd not met him before, but I saw this cute guy on the plane, and then he changed to the next plane with me. I asked him, are you doing a Hallmark movie by chance? and he said, yeah. And I said, well, me too. So I said, okay, from now on, you're calling me mom during the shoot. And he helped me carry all my bags, because he's just that nice of a guy. And tonight, everybody's coming to my room. It's the night before we start filming tomorrow. And we just wanted to have a night tonight where we're going to have dinner at mom's place.
Oh, so, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah. They're good people.
Yes.
But I know it's trite. It sounds trite, because you say, oh, Hallmark people can't be that nice. But somehow Hallmark casts really, really good family-oriented people. And I think that's part of what shows. And it comes from the top. There's a new CEO, Anya. And I know Michelle Vickery is one of my dearest friends, and Penny Perry is head of casting for Crown Media, and and Randy Pope, just on down, all the way from the top. They're just good people.
Yes.
So, It's good to be a member of this family.
Yes, and it exudes in everybody that I've talked to. I mean, I have not talked to as many Hall stars as Rachel has, but I actually talked to Jen Lilly back in May when she was doing her Voices That Give contest. So we got to talk to her about adoption and fostering, and she was just literally the nicest person. I was
Isn't
like,
she
wow.
great? And when I met her last Christmas at the big Hallmark Christmas screening that they have at the Grove. It's like a big Hallmark event. And I sat next to her, and she had just had a baby. And I was saying, what? Like, I was looking at her stomach. I, on the other hand, gained 70 pounds when I was pregnant. She looked just totally normal and gorgeous and was so nice. And that's when I said, I have to play your mom someday. And I told the powers that be at Hallmark that, man, I would totally be so grateful if I could play with Jen, one of these times, because we look alike too. So it's a wish has come true.
Yes. Oh, that's so exciting. And this one is going to come out this year, right?
You.
Yay. Thank you. This movie's coming out this year?
Yep. It's coming out this year.
Okay.
And then I go straight from here, and I shoot Christmas in Evergreen 4 up in Vancouver.
Yay. We love Evergreen at the podcast too. So that's so much fun.
It is. That red truck is pretty iconic.
Yes.
I actually found one at the Hallmark store. The Hallmark card store. And I bought one last year. And so I have it under my tree, the red truck.
Yes. Is it like a little ornament, or is it
it's
an actual?
Well, I have the ornament because they gave that to me a couple of years ago, because we're now on 4, thank goodness. But the actual truck, I mean, it's like this big. It's a big red truck with a tree in the back,
Oh, okay.
Really cool.
Yeah, I'll have to go and find that. I've been looking for one just because it's just such a Christmassy, I don't know, Christmassy decor to put in my kitchen, but I haven't found one, so I'll have to check.
And I went on Amazon, and I'm just cheesy. I'm just like everybody else. I have a shirt where I watch Hallmark Christmas movies, and then I also found a T-shirt on Amazon where it has the red truck. It's become a theme. So it's iconic. So it's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Pretty cool.
That's so fun. Really quick about Pensacola Wings of Gold. Did you ever get to watch the Blue Angels?
Yes. Oh, yes. Because my ex-husband, or my husband that passed away in the show, I played, her name was Kate, and she owned the Bucket, which was the bar that all the fighter pilots hung out in.
Okay. So
I got to kind of beat them around and beat their mom a little bit and kiss them every once in a while, which was pretty fun. But we had the Blue Angels were some of our advisors on it, and so the very first fan event that I ever had with my FOBM, which is Fans of Barbara Niven, years ago. Was at Miramar Air Base, and we watched the Blue Angels show. Everybody flew in, and we all watched it together, and it was incredible how just watching what they do. How did they do that? It's like they this far away with their wingtips. I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, it's crazy. And so fascinating too.
Did you get to do you watch them too?
I have watched them multiple times, being down here, but watching them on base too is also really special. When they had the base opened, but getting to see them in action and see all the kids checking out all the little planes and everything. It was so fun.
Wow. On that show, there was a female fighter pilot, Sandra Hess, and then there were guy fighter pilots too, and they all got to go up in an F-16. I think it's called an F-16. I may have that technical term wrong, but into a real plane like that. Wow. But my character, I didn't get to do that. I wish I could have. But my character was written as a former wing walker. So one episode, I got to go up in a red biplane, and I could not stop giggling the whole time. I'm somebody who loves roller coasters and things. So we're doing loops and ailerons and barrel rolls, and I'm just laughing the whole time. I can't even get my lines out. Yet, the guy who played my love interest in that, it was a flashback, and he went up in it. I'm not going to say the actor's name because I don't want to embarrass him, but evidently he and my stunt woman both like threw up
Oh
as they
no.
were doing all this. And he was such a nice guy. Listen to this. He wore one of those zip up air suits, you know, and he didn't want to get the sparkly, clean, pretty biplane dirty. So he went like,
he's like,
bleh, bleh, threw up in his suit.
Dear.
So funny. I mean, not funny. We're laughing at
poor
his
thing.
expense, but,
Yes.
yeah, poor guy.
Poor guy.
It was a blast. The things we get to do, I feel like acting is just a great adventure. You get to be somebody new and get to try things on that you couldn't do in your real life. It's just, I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've played quite a few characters since the time Rachel's interviewed you, I think 2 years ago.
Maybe.
So you've done Love on the Menu, Love Takes Flight, Crossword Mysteries, and I mean those are 3 very different characters.
I know. Thank you, Hallmark. Really, thank you, Hallmark. You know what I call them? Is they are the modern old studio system. Because most times when you're an actor, you get typecast or you work for a company once and they say, oh, we don't want to overuse her or whatever. But Hallmark is different. And I think it's why one of the reasons that they've been so successful is because they're building brands. They're letting people, like, we have opportunities to meet fans and meet people like you and, you know, and tell our stories. But it's also about seeing people. I feel honored that I get to know my fans or get to have conversations like this. And I talk to them on social media, on my Facebook page, and we become, it's not just a quote actor somewhere off, but we're just real people. And Hallmark promotes that too as part of their brand. So I think it's a win-win for them and for us. And I would just be happy the rest of my life doing Hallmark movies and Hallmark projects, because I just think it's the one way that we can put good energy out back into this world that needs kindness again so much.
Yes.
You know, Hallmark is going to be more diverse, which I'm really grateful for.
Yes.
And we've all been wanting to do that, but it's like steering a cruise ship. You know, they've wanted to do it for a while, but you just have to, it's a big cruise ship, big machine that's ahead, you know, so your people are going to see that so much more this year and on, in so many different ways. And it's going to reflect more of what the rest of the country looks like too. And that's what we need to see. We need to see people that look different than us. We need to see people who believe differently than us, because in seeing those differences and getting an emotional connection with those people, those families, those characters, we can see, well, they're not so scary.
Right.
They're just like us, except maybe just a little different.
Right.
So I think art is something that can create change, because it cuts across social boundaries. It cuts across languages, cuts across cultures, and you just see people for who they are. And I think Hallmark is going to lead the way in this new era that I think we are desperately in need of.
Yes,
to create
absolutely.
some more understanding.
Yes. And I love that about art. I actually, so I write for a City Moms Collective, or the local
You're
chapter
a mom?
here. I am a mom. I'm a mom of 2 girls.
How old?
They are almost 5 and 3. So
oh my gosh.
they're like itty bitty.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
I wish I could meet them. I'm a Mimi. I have 3 grandkids.
Oh.
One River just turned 9, Solstice just turned 5, and little Wolf, we call him Wolfie, just turned 2.
Oh,
So,
fun ages.
Yeah,
Super fun.
Yeah. So I interrupted. I'm sorry.
Oh,
You
no,
were
it's
saying
okay.
that you write for the moms group.
Yes, I do. And I recently did an article about reading because September 6th was National Read a Book Day. And one thing that reading and art brings is empathy. And I think we see, you know, through different characters and through the movies we see in Hallmark and the series we see in Hallmark, we see people that are unlike us. And so we feel for that character when their heart is broken, or when somebody passes away, or somebody goes through a trial. And when we see that and we feel that, we're able to see it in our own life, you know, and with the people that we come across every day who may not be like us. So it's very important for sure. And we love that Hallmark is, you know, taking this next step.
Yes, I love that you wrote that, because that's exactly, in a much more succinct way, that you put what I was trying to say. It's exactly because it's about empathy. It's a very good way to put it.
Yes. Empathy is much needed, and it has to be trained too. You don't think naturally of that, but in one of my day jobs that I had previously, for healthcare consulting, that was another thing, because, bedside manner, empathy for the patient, empathy for the families. And so if we can just exude that more, I mean, we could change, our families, and then like the people we are around every day, so
yes,
love that.
If we all each decide to pay it forward and teach that to our children, I think maybe what's happening in the world right now is a wake-up call, because on so many fronts we are being just pounded, and all our belief systems are turned upside down. And I think the pandemic has been really hard, I know.
Yes.
But I'm also thinking that we are learning lessons from it too, like simple things, like how wonderful is it to have your close family at home. And maybe you can't see. We went through a time when I couldn't see my grandkids and my daughter for a while. Now we've combined our bubbles.
Yes.
But all those little simple things that maybe we overlooked before because we were trying to go so fast and on this treadmill, we had to get off the treadmill for a while. And just, I think that's been important. And I hope that we take that lesson and the other good ones forward with us as we eventually get out of this cycle.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I the same way. My family, they live literally everybody's here. My in-laws are here. My family's here. My brother's here. But there was a time for a good couple months we didn't see anybody, because they're, at risk. And my mom had just gotten, she was sick. She had gotten Guillain-Barré syndrome.
I don't know how to say
like
it.
that. Yeah, I'm not sure how to say it either. But she was really sick for a long time, and then and then COVID hit, so it was like and my girls were like, when can we see Lola? And I'm like, well, we could FaceTime.
Yeah, thank goodness for FaceTime, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing on the road here.
Yeah.
Usually, so as much as I've hated not working, I mean, everybody needs to work, but this is the first time I've worked now, except for an infomercial this year, because Chesapeake Shores got put on hold. More Crosswords Mysteries got put on hold. But I'm grateful to do this, but it's scary too.
Yes.
I'm keeping connected with FaceTime, as we just said, but I had not even gone out to a grocery store yet. I mean, I'm that OCD about this stuff, about wearing a mask and gloves, and I'm the one on the airplane. I wore a mask and the face shield. I'll show you.
Okay.
This was me on the airplane. This. And this, but I got these cool ones. Look. Ta-da!
Oh, there you go.
So it's all you see. And as I was telling you guys, I wasn't sure if I could even do a Zoom interview, because I literally have forgotten to put on how to put makeup on. I mean, we went. That was another blessing, not to go for like 6 months and just get different priorities. Who the heck
if
cares you got makeup on or not? You're a person, and we're all in this thing together.
Yeah.
So those are more of the lessons that we need to take forward.
Yeah, for sure. And, even as devastating as this whole thing has been, I mean, keeping a positive mindset is super important
and hard to do.
Yes.
Hard to do. You have to consciously not get into that downward spin. And again, I know I sound like a broken record, but I think things like Hallmark, things like, okay, see the things that I brought this. These are the things I travel with. I brought, again, for my mindset, angel cards, an angel guidance book. I brought some crystals, so everybody, and I brought exercise equipment. You've got to just somehow be really mindful and spiritual and keep your physical stuff up, so you've got your immune system is strong and that you feel good about yourself. Yeah. So it's just a reboot and a reset for everybody, I think.
Yes. Yes, I would agree with you there. And that's what a lot of people have been saying. It's been it's been a good time to just, inner focus on, the priorities
Mm-hmm.
and just, find the good and delve into some hobbies and, see
Yeah.
people as, as humans
Yes.
and have
Yeah.
that empathy and all that. So,
Yeah. You can only do so much Netflix or binge
yes.
watching on things. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't just let your mind go into the tank either. You got to,
Yes.
and what you're doing, Kaycee, is
Mm-hmm.
you're teaching your children that too. Your 3 and
Mm-hmm.
5-year-olds, you're teaching them coping mechanisms and to read. And you sound like you're such a good mom that way.
Oh, thank you.
Because I worry that my generation has just left your generation and the next so bereft. We've got climate change, we've got the political thing, we've got people fighting, we've got so much social unrest and
Mm-hmm.
and literally life and death pandemic every day. And I just hope that it's not too late that that you can fix what we didn't do. And I just tell that to my daughter so
Mm-hmm.
much that, man, Jessica, I feel like we really failed you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with, parents that, are good as yourselves and my parents and in-laws, it just takes us to take that next step. Our generation is
Yep.
now, we've seen it and, we're living this crazy time. I mean, who would have thought a year ago we would have been,
Who would have thought?
you know,
Who would
I
have
mean,
thought?
it's crazy, but
Everywhere you turn, it's crazy. So
yes.
it's almost like God and the planet it's wake up call. Wake up is now or never.
Yes.
So I just pray that that we can wake up and that
Yes.
we can start to undo and start getting back to what's really important.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we just really needed this reset.
Yes.
And this reboot and this time.
Mm-hmm.
We thought it'd be over fast, and we just need this time to really let it sink in what's at stake.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. They're the good folks over at ModCloth. And at ModCloth, we make getting dressed fun. Back to being independently owned, we're all about perfect fits for everybody. Unique, mood-boosting prints, vintage-inspired, versatile styles that make you look good. But more importantly, feel good. Find your joy at ModCloth. And one of the things that impresses me the most about ModCloth is the number of sizes that they have, going all the way up to 4X on some items. And then extra small. And so they really have something for everybody, every size, which is really nice. And also, I really like the prints that they have. As they said, they're very vintage inspired. They're unique. They even have some things right now for Halloween, the Happy Hallow Queens sweaters and jewelry and other things. And they have outerwear. We're going to be looking to get for fall, going to be getting a coat. Then you can find something really nice at ModCloth. So it's a great place to go to support and to find a unique style so you don't look like everybody else. To get 20% off your purchase of $75 or more, including sale items, go to modcloth.com. That's MODCLOTH.com and enter code Hallmarkies at checkout. The promo code cannot be combined with other offers. It's a great deal. So go to modcloth.com, enter code Hallmarkies for 20% off your order of $75 or more.
Speaking of the quarantine, did you find any new hobbies? Because I know that's something that a lot of people have been.
Oh, well, I've done a few things. Okay. It used to be so easy to go to get your, like, my roots done or whatever. And I have something on my Facebook page. My roots were literally that long because I was afraid to even try it. So I think I've become more proactive and better at watching how-to YouTube videos.
Okay.
So I did my own roots, and then my boyfriend Jeff cut my hair for me. I mean, I would never have let. So I think I've learned to trust, maybe to let people in a little more too. Actually, to not strive for perfection in things that don't make any difference. No any damn difference.
Yeah.
When you think about it. And it was awesome. I also learned how to I've got a little, almost like a poodle dog. She's a Morkie, so Maltese Yorkie, and she gets really matted. And so I ordered clippers on Amazon. Amazon is my friend, way too much, and watched 3 how-to videos on how to clip her. And man, it makes you feel really good. And she loves the attention, so we've been bonding more. And my best new hobby, though, is I got my 20-year-old bike out of my garage. I mean, I've hauled it everywhere and got it into all serviced and fixed up. And I feel I wanted to be better coming out of this pandemic, in better shape than I was going in. So we have been doing, and my boyfriend loves it too. And so we have been doing 10 to 12 miles almost every day on the bike. And the last 2 Sundays before I left, we went to the beach and put in at Santa Monica, went down to Redondo Beach and back up 30 miles each day. The last time I about died, I have to admit, but it was awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So those things are things that I want to keep going forward.
Yeah, those are great things. You're getting some fresh air, social distance, and so working out, with the bike and seeing the scenery. That's so fun. And sharing adventures with myself. It feels like when you're on a bike, you feel like you're a kid going on a great adventure. That's what I feel like every day. And then sharing it with Jeff too. It's just been really good time for us. Oh, and I got my grandson River too. Just got him a new bike for his birthday because he's pretty big kid. Yeah. And yet he was still on that little huppy bike. So we just bought him a new bike and have been taking him out too. So it's a good way to spend time. Again, you find these little special ways that you can bond with and spend time with your family and stay safe. Yes. Yes. And I'm sure he loved that, getting his big boy bike. So. Yeah.
So don't tell her, but my granddaughter Solstice is turning 5 on the 10th September, and she wanted a princess pink bike. So that's what we got her. So Jeff is gonna give it, like, be in my stead. He's gonna take it over to her on Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
From the family. Yeah,
that's so fun. Yeah, we got the girls a scooter. So that was our thing that we would do, especially in the spring. And for down here, I mean, right now it's 110 degrees, I feel like. So it's very unbearable to go outside. But the spring was very beautiful down here. It was just the perfect weather and it hardly rained at all. But that was one thing that we took away from it. It's just like going walks around the neighborhood and, up and down the street in the scooter and stuff. And, everybody's very careful to not get too close, but still have the fresh air and everything. So that was fun. I love that you're getting your great kids out there with their bikes.
Yep. And I bought for the 2 smaller ones, I bought a cart, a 2-kid cart that as soon as I get back, it just got here. So I can't wait to put it on my bike and pull them around too.
So fun.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah,
it's going to be fun.
So fun. Did you find any good quarantine snacks, or did you have a go-to quarantine meal?
I think I'm drinking too much wine.
Okay.
I think, like a lot of people. But I've been really doing healthy. I think I wanted to feel more like an athlete, actually. And doing that, it's been great. So and so, as I say, I brought 4 big suitcases here. We're not talking the little ones, we're talking the big ones. Packed full. But I always bring, because I'm on location so much, I bring coffee pot, my little mini Keurig, coffee, my wok, all my food. I have a whole suitcase of food, and I just bring all the little things that make me feel like it's homey. So that would probably be my best snack. What would be my best snack? Yeah, just that. And eating, I found these really good big bars, but they're a lot healthier. So ordered them on Amazon in a big box. And so those are what I eat for snacks.
Yeah, that's fun. We talked to Jeff Gustafson. He plays Norman on Signed, Sealed, Delivered, amongst any other characters. But he said he eats a salad a day. That's what his go-to quarantine snack was. And I was like, okay. Yeah, I could take that. That's good.
Yeah. Yep. So I have all my salad stuff in here too. It's what I'm going to make after I get finished with this. I'm going to make a big salad for my kids tonight. They're coming to Mom's room.
So fun. So fun.
Yeah.
So speaking of Chesapeake Shores, so we know that you all got renewed for season 5
Season
now?
5.
Season
Yep,
5.
Season 5. Yay.
Yay. Do you have any idea when that might start filming or?
Right. As far as I know, we just like this year didn't happen in so
Yeah.
many ways, you know?
Mhm.
So as far as I know, we're going to start, I would assume when we did the last couple of years, every other year in April, like
Okay.
late March or April.
Mhm.
And then it should air again the same time. I don't know, was that August?
I think it was August.
Yeah, I think so too.
Summertime.
So it should just blink. This year will be over. and then we'll be Chesapeake Shores will be on again next year.
Yes.
So,
And then I know they had teased a sister movie for that. Is that still a thing?
I think so. And it's all out in it wasn't my news to release, but all that everybody knows that all 3 girls had babies.
Yes.
So so that was part of it. So
okay.
So I'm assuming that's going to go on. I think it'd be a great movie. I'd love to watch. So yeah, I'm hoping. I don't know a thing about it though, so I have no scoop for you.
Okay, yeah, I had read a synopsis when they released it, something about them going to a wedding in Europe or something.
Yes, yeah.
And then some, obviously shenanigans happens because we have to have some shenanigans, right?
You need shenanigans. You need a little love interest, a little shenanigans. Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, that's super fun. And I do remember when, we found out slowly through the course of the time, like, Amelia had a baby and Megan had a baby and Lacey had a baby. We're like, what are they drinking up in Chesapeake Shores?
Exactly. And if they're made up there, infected up there, that it's such a magical space, that the children are going to be like these magical little creatures. Because when we shoot up on Vancouver Island, where we shoot is it feels to me like Sedona. I'm kind of a spiritual person. I'm and I've heard that it has a layer of crystal underneath the land on the island. Okay. And so it actually is on the meridian somehow connected to Sedona, because you get there and it literally feels almost like your hair's blowing back and you go hearing, it's amazing. So, and that's hence where I started Diane Ladd, who's become one of my dearest friends. And we've both lived in the same room in the same hotel every year that we shoot. And they'll give us the same room again next year, hopefully. But she's right next door. And it feels like Lucy and Ethel a little bit, knocking on the door. I have coffee made. Do you want to come over? And she goes, yes. and so, but she taught me, she's actually a spiritual teacher and advisor. And she's got a degree in it even. And she's written many books on metaphysical things. And so she got me started on this kind of spiritual journey with more of the because I'm confirmed Lutheran and Christian, and I don't really delineate it as much as I used to. I just believe in God in a personal relationship, and I talk to my angels all the time. And but Diane really got me into thinking more about meditation and so she leads us in prayer. We go down to the beach all the time, and she's really taught me a lot about being open to learning more and just expansion, So I owe her a lot for that. And I can't wait to see her again next year. This again, it's quarantining. We talk on the phone, but again, you can't hug. I'm such a hugger. It's like, I want to hug. I want to just touch. So again, maybe it's learning different ways to connect that you don't have to do physically, but you keep someone in your heart all the time, and you have a deep connection.
Yeah, of course. Yes. And Vancouver Island, I mean, I've never been to that side of Canada, but it does look so idyllic and just the place to be. So that's kind of cool to hear that it's got that magic.
It does have that magic. So come and have you been to Sedona?
I've not, no.
So try that too. I went there 11/11/11. Would you believe?
Oh wow!
Because I just had a feeling it was going to be just a transformational time, which 11/11/11, and so I'm just grateful to do that, and then to be drawn now back to Vancouver Island and have that honor and with somebody like Diane, who's taught me so much. So it's pretty good. We look out
super
for
fun.
each other. Yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of your character on Chesapeake Shores, Megan, it's been about 5 years since we've met her and we've watched her journey. What was it like for you taking her on that emotional journey of reconnecting with her children? I am Team Megan, by the way. I'm Team Megan, by the way. I know there's been a lot of like, how could she leave her kids and and come back? And I'm like, I remember when you came on screen, you know, it's the Abby story and then mom comes back and I'm like, she looks like a nice person. Like, what are you girls all like, what? And then of course, through the course of that season 1, you learn more about Megan. And I just really felt for her.
Thank you.
I really did.
And that's exactly what I wanted to fight for her. The story of this, the journey of her is, and how I got the part was, I was still doing Cedar Cove, and we thought we were still getting renewed. We didn't know that we weren't going to get renewed. And then I got a call from Bill Abbott, who used to be the CEO there, and he said, you know, I'm reading this book, this series by Cheryl Woods, called Chesapeake Shores. And so I got on my computer while he's on the phone and ordered this in a Kindle format and looked at it. And I said, I'll call you back. And he said, you know, I really see you as playing Megan. And when I read her story, and I didn't want her to be, I played somebody on a soap opera once that once you get to be unredeemable, like there's no going back. And I knew this woman because we have all had, well, at least I have had this. I was in a marriage before where I just didn't feel good enough. I ended up with an eating disorder for years and nobody knew. And I didn't feel worthy, but I was a great mom, best thing in my life. And so I knew who she was, and I wanted to fight for her, not to have her be the villain, but to have her be like she cared so much for her children. I think it's the greatest love of all, that you would leave them there so you could get them out of a bad situation where they were growing up with fighting and with bad things happening, which would be detrimental. And you weigh that, well, which is worse? But I'd also, I asked if I could kind of put this in, but postpartum depression is what I think she had. We've never been able to actually say it. But that's what I think she had. And running around with all the kids and just drowning every day. And and no help from Mick, and just, and so I think that mental illness, any kind of depression, we need to be kinder to, and we need to understand more, and we need to offer help for people. So that's what I just thought, well, and I remember when I got divorced, like I gave him the house, I gave him the car, I gave him all of that, but I could have Jessica, you know, and I could go start over because wasn't about any of the money. And so with Megan, she wanted to go and start getting fixed, and then have the kids come with her. And then all of a sudden Mick says no. So what would that do to a woman, a mother, or a father if it happened the other way? You know, so all these things, and then to have perfect Nell come in, you know, Diane Ladd. I mean, how perfect is that? How do you fight against that? How do you take kids away from all that? So it's not it's not black and white. It's not yes. And what I hope has been being portrayed and shown is that, man, that gets to a point where all the other stuff is just BS and it doesn't matter. And if you've split up with someone in your family or someone you care about or a friend, it's never too late to say, hey, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, or maybe I didn't make a mistake, but can we just put it behind us, because love is the most important thing. And it's worth trying it again. And so every time I would get a scene, especially that first season, I would, and it hurt my heart because I live my characters. Like literally I would go on set and I was just depressed for that whole season. As an actress, I'm just like, because you live in it. I could never play Medea or somebody on Broadway night after night and have your kid die. I mean, I live it. And So I remember that what I would do in each scene, and take it off how the actor played it too, because I didn't know how the other actor in the scene, how the kids would play it. To see, okay, is this a win? I would just look for small wins.
Yeah.
Talk it up on the victory side, and then suck it up everywhere else. You know?
Yeah.
So, and I think that's what Megan is just, I admire her courage, and I admire her that she stuck it out. So, and it's not all perfect yet, but no family is perfect.
Right.
No family is perfect.
No. And, that's the other interesting about Chesapeake Shores too, is that the mother-in-law relationship, that one really got me, because at first I was like, oh, that's Megan's mom. And then I realized that's Mick's mom. And I was like, wait a second. This lady, we don't know her whole story, but she left her family, and then mother-in-law steps in, and you would think that the mother-in-law would, be the antagonist against, the mom that left her kids. But no, I mean, Nell is so wise and so, in engulfing everybody in love and everything. And I just love that. I love that relationship is still there,
I love that surprise too. I think it was very artfully done. And Diane Ladd is just such a consummate actress, and she just leads that with grace and elegance, and she's such a wonderful actress. And that first scene I ever got to do with her was that golf cart scene that day. Oh. And I was just so full of emotion, and so was she, and we both cried, and and that just said, wow, I'm in the right place with the right actors to grow, not only as an actress but as a person. Every character I play teaches me something as a person, and part of it stays with me forever.
Yeah. What's one hope you have for Megan, in future seasons?
I want her, I hope that she and Mick end up together. What I have found in my life is that, and what my old acting coach used to actually say, and then I thinking back on it, it's true, that it takes you 3 seconds to fall in love, and all the rest is denial. So imagine your first love. I think she was so head over heels in love with Mick.
Yeah.
And all this stuff kept happening. And they lost the connection. She lost herself. But what I played, and I hope it came through, is that when she saw him again that first time, all those same butterflies just went, and then she had to start denying it, hide it. Oh my God, don't let him see. But oh my God. So that's what I'm trying to put in each scene, is that it's the yes, no, which I think is what's really interesting. The yes, no's of relationships, the push and pull, and no, maybe not. But yeah, I have to, no, not going there. Yeah. Get out of here. Oh, please don't go.
Yeah, there has been kind of a slow burn again with Mick and Megan. I remember there was a lot of anti-Megan with the family, like with Connor blowing up, and then Jess being, salty, and then Mick and Megan just disagreeing. And then you see over time, like everybody starts softening up, and then you see like little tiny hints of Mick and Megan romance maybe here and there. And then you see them both like turn away, and it's like, wait a second, what's happening?
I just love happy endings. So my Barbara, what I would love is, I just want them to get back together. I have no idea if the writers are going to do that or if Hallmark wants to do that, but as my character, that's what I'm going to keep playing, is that every time she sees Mick, she melts and has goosebumps, and then she has to like, don't let him see it. And then that's what that, but isn't that what we do in life anyway?
Absolutely. Absolutely. What would you say is the biggest way your relationship with what would you say is the biggest relationship the way your relationship has grown with your castmates since that first table read? If I can get my words out today.
That's okay. That in Hollywood we say take 2 or 4 or 6. You're such a good interviewer, Kaycee. You're really prepared and you're really good. So
appreciate
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. The way that it's changed.
Changed and grown.
I think we trust each other more. I think it's such a big deal to get cast in a series. I mean, it's so aspirational as an actor to get a series. There's so much pressure in it, and sometimes you judge or keep yourself safe a little bit. And I think that we each trust each other so much more now.
Yeah.
That as actors in the scenes and as people. So I think that's probably the difference. I'm trusting them to keep me safe, and I think they hopefully trust me to keep them safe in the scene too.
Yeah. I mean, you all seem like a big family, you know, not just on the camera, but also off camera, you know, when you all are filming, and we see like a little bit behind the scenes on, you know, Instagram or Twitter.
And with the two little girls too, you know, the girls who play my granddaughters in there. I have them from the very beginning. I mean, my grandkids call me Mimi. And so I asked the very first meeting if my grandkids in this could call me Mimi instead of Grandma. Yeah. And they said yes. And so on and off set, I love it because as soon as I get to set, they usually come way later than we do because kids can only work certain hours. And I hear, Mimi, and they come running up, and it's like, they are my family, you know, and we're all in isolation out on that island for a long time. Yeah. And we're all different people though. It's not like we get together all the time. Right. But I think we are like a family, more of a realistic family. Yeah. Rather than the Hallmark kind of family where everybody's happy or whatever, which is why I like Chesapeake Shores so much, because it's Hallmark with a little bit more of an edge. It's not all tied up in a perfect little bow all the time. Sometimes I want the bow, right? But sometimes I want to reflect real life. And I think that's what, again, as we were saying about art can influence and change and teach us. So that's what I think Chesapeake Shores does more than anything else that I've been in for Hallmark. Yes. Yes. And those girls are going to be very grown the next time you guys film. I know. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy how fast time goes. And you as a parent see it too, but it's just crazy. Yeah. I've been doing this business like 35 years, 36, 37 years now. And I remember being a little kid at 5 years old and thinking, I remember exactly when I wanted to be an actress. It was kindergarten, and how weird is this, doing a Christmas show, and I remember exactly what I was wearing. It was footy pajamas. I was holding a teddy bear on stage, looking out at the audience, my parents right in the front row, and I remember the song, "Me and my teddy bear, have no worries, have no care, me and my teddy bear, play and play all day." I remember that, and I just got goosebumps again. That's what somehow this acting thing has always given me goosebumps. So anyway, that's awesome. Yep. And I still get goosebumps on set now when I'm learning lines or when I'm in, and I just love that journey. Yeah. It's like the best psychiatrist for yourself because you get to try on things that you would never do or could never feel, it can never actually say. Yeah. Because and then, well, maybe I could say that. You know, after you do a scene and you say, well, a little bit of that courage from Megan, it's going to stay with Barbara next time that I have that situation. Yeah. Love that. So our last segment is just a little fun segment, but I've Chesapeake shored it. Yeah, that's a little game here. Oh, that's good. That's very good. So just some fun questions here. Everybody loves a good blooper story. Is there any that you can think of from Chesapeake Shores? It could be silly. It could be... okay, well, the first one comes from Cedar Cove. I'm still that's fine. Shocked and embarrassed on, horrified. Okay, so it was a Christmas show with Bruce Boxleitner, and I don't know if anybody remembers that, but there's one thing where the whole time he's trying to put a million lights all over the house, Christmas lights over the big inn that we used to have. Okay. And so there's one time at the end of that first of that episode where he has to go like this. And, you know, and the magic of TV, all the electricians, everybody has to go like this right at that same time, right? right? And so if it doesn't happen, we got one fizzle up here or one there or whatever, right? So we're doing it over and over again. And as he's doing it out in the yard, he's going, Peggy, come on. And so I have to run from the front door all the way down a hill to where he is every single time.
Oh, dear.
And it's been raining. There are lights all over, the string lights, and I'm wearing Ugg boots. And so I come out the door where we're doing it. And if you ever watched somebody do a helicopter fall on the skis where they go like this, and I'm wearing Spanx, which it's got the hole in the middle, right? And, and it's all on camera.
Oh no!
So I come out and I'm doing this and I'm going, and it's all on camera. So that was one of my blooper reels that I hope that somebody has burned that, please. But that's one that's I seem to always do one fall every episode. It's usually I'm just a klutz. Serious klutz.
I hear you. I'm the same way. I trip over my own feet. Sometimes I don't even know how I do it. I've tripped upstairs. I mean, it's ridiculous. That's so funny. What about your favorite place on set?
My favorite place on set is in front of the camera at the dinner table where the O'Briens eat dinner. And those scenes are always so cool because it's literally like choreographed like a ballet, because there's usually a long camera shot, people coming in the door, all of this has to be timed perfectly. I don't know how the director does it, and the DP, and there's maybe a steady cam going through and everybody comes in and it's like a dance.
Yeah.
So that is really fun. And then I just love when we get a good deep scene to do as well. I just love acting so much.
Yeah.
I just love it. Anytime I can do it, it's my best thing.
Yeah.
My favorite.
So fun. If you could play a character in the show other than Megan, who would you be?
Ooh, I'd like to be a bitch. Let me play a female mix sometime.
Oh,
I want
okay.
a little hard note. How about that? Not he's a bitch, but he can be a little.
He can be kind of difficult.
A little edge, yes.
Yeah.
So that's maybe what I'd like to do.
Yeah.
Play something of character. So,
yeah.
And about that, my acting coach at one time, because my hardest thing as Barbara, remember I told you that I learned things from my characters. I was doing a scene one day up in acting class, and I was studying with Melton Katselis in his master class at the Beverly Hills Playhouse. I was in with him for 12 years, and I still could not do this, play anger very well, because I can't do it in my real life very well. I'm like Doris Day, doing, don't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not still, although I'm better at it now that the pandemic, I think. So anyway, that's been my journey to be able to do that. And so one day I was up in class doing a scene, and he said, "Okay, stop. I want you to get mad at me right now. Get mad at me. Come on. What do we do with her if she can't get mad?" Because this was a big thing for me, a big hurdle. And they said, "Okay, kick her out of class, blah, blah." And I'm sitting there crying. And Doris Day, please don't do that. And he said, "You go," and he used to say, "Go take a proverbial walk on the beach," right? To go think about things. And right after that, I believe that God leads you to things, right? This was a thing that I needed to learn from Barbara. Right after that, Lifetime called and asked if I wanted to do a movie called The Perfect Neighbor.
Okay.
And I could either play the good girl or the bad, crazy killer lady.
Okay.
And so I said, you know what? I had to take the thing that frightened me the most. So I said, I'm going to take the bad girl this time. And they cast Susan Blakely, who's like such a good actress. I mean, she's won Golden Globes and everything as the other one. And you know what? That woke up something in me, because I think our biggest fear is probably our biggest gold, actually. And that's maybe why we're afraid of it, because it's a power that we have. Yeah. And so for a long time, that was such a success for me. And a long time, that's all I ever got cast was as those. So now, Hallmark is different. Yeah. But I just thought that was a really good life challenge for me, and a good lesson to step out of your comfort zone and just try it on.
Yeah,
See
absolutely.
what you get.
Yeah.
Like Milton Casillas used to say, okay, you got cherry pie. You know you love it. You can have it anytime.
Mm-hmm.
What about having one bite of an apple and see what happens?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Just
Yep.
get out of the comfort zone. Get out of your box.
Get out of
Try
the
something a
comfort
little
zone.
different.
Do what scares you. And
Yeah.
it may be, you may find that it's going to lead you to things you never imagined.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. Hmm. Yeah, I've heard that a lot recently. So I'm like, oh, what am I going to be doing here?
Maybe.
It's like
Really,
little
maybe.
things here.
Yeah.
It's
Start
fun.
thinking those things. What gives
Yeah.
your heart a little bit of palpitation about, oh, I can never go there. I can never go there. Well,
Yeah.
even in your head, what would happen if you did go there
Yeah.
once? And
Yeah.
just try it on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is
You don't
the
have to stay there.
Yeah.
You don't have to stay there, but it might make you a little more rounded in a
Mm-hmm.
point of view, or in actually what you can put into action. You never know.
Yeah. Huh.
Good lesson for me.
That's some good stuff. Yes. Yes. Hallmarkies, you too. You too. All righty. And then these are just some rapid fire. Who's most likely to amongst the Chesapeake Shores cast?
Okay.
Who is most likely to play a prank?
Andrew. Andrew Francis.
What about burst out into random song between takes?
Amelia.
Okay.
And dance, song and dance.
So I was going to ask about dance.
Yeah.
Do a little jig here, there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually have something on my YouTube channel. We did something, and I think that first season she's doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. What about who would be found at craft services between takes, scoping out the snacks?
You know, I don't know, because I would say maybe Brendan.
Okay.
Maybe him.
Yeah.
Maybe him. He's like so fit. These guys, they don't have to worry about diet, or anything.
Right.
So I know it's just disgusting.
Just jealous.
Also, they take 5 minutes in hair and makeup, where we are like an hour and a half. Or at least me, I am an hour and a half in hair and makeup, and it's like they come in and bye, and I'm, it's not fair. I'm coming back as a man. No, tall, dark, and exotic. Either man or woman next time. I don't care. But I just tall and skinny so I can eat whatever I
want. What about laugh or cry at an inappropriate time during filming?
Lacey. She's so good with her emotions. But it's nothing's inappropriate. It makes it interesting, I think, if you just leave yourself open. Or me. I feel like I do that too. I cry. I always have to wear waterproof makeup. But my mascara,
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting. I just don't think you should shut anything down.
Yeah. Alrighty. And then the last question we have here is kind of a goofy one, but if the cast of Chesapeake Shores were trapped on an island, kind of like Gilligan and his crew, what would each of you be doing until rescued?
Oh, that's so fun. I would be mom. I know. I would be doing that. I would be making whatever food or whatever I could do and making it pretty. I always have to have a good environment.
Yeah.
Treat would be working on the raft and he loves flying. He's a pilot. He loves all things flying. So he'd be looking, imagine himself flying like the birds out there. I don't know what the girls would be doing. They would be, I don't know, but those are what I would think. And Andrew would be pulling pranks. He's so cute because whenever we have extras or a background on set, you can find him with all the kids.
Oh,
he's so good like that. He pulls pranks with them. He makes them laugh, and he just loves it. He's such a good guy.
Yeah.
And I'm blessed to work with these people.
Yeah.
Amelia and Megan and Lacey. I can't wait to meet their babies, and I hope they call me Mimi too.
Oh, yes. That's so fun. Oh, well, Barbara, it has been such a pleasure just getting to know you and talking to you and about, everything from Hallmark and quarantine and lessons we've learned. And it's just been so inspiring. So thank you so much.
You too, Kaycee. I hope you keep in touch. I just think you're going to be really great at what you're doing. Whatever you want to do, you can do.
Well, thank you.
I started out in TV news and then went to different things and then kind of figured out what part of it I wanted to be in most. And you're so well spoken and well read, and I think you're a great mom, and you're going to be a great example. And we need people like you who put thought and kindness out into the world, just like Hallmark does. So thank you.
Well, thank you. That's so sweet. I'm like, oh, but I appreciate it. Do you have any social media that you'd like to shout out for our kids to be following you?
I would love to. I'd love people to come check out my Facebook page, facebook.com/Barbara Niven. And on Instagram, it's Barbara Niven. Everything is, and Twitter, Barbara Niven. So I'd love to connect. And I really value the people who watch and the fans, and I feel like it makes a perfect circle, because whatever we do makes no sense unless it lands and is shared by somebody else. And then we get your feedback, and that's what makes the perfect circle, and why I love what we do.
Awesome. Well, thank you so
write
much.
To me, I will write back.
All righty. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck on the next movie, and we will see you back in Chesapeake Shores and on Hallmark and everywhere very soon, hopefully.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, sweetheart.
Right. Bye.